today we're going to learn how to put a coil-made vase on the wheel and trim it to make it a little bit more perfect and kind of make the edges smooth and maybe even put a foot on the bottom of it. So the first thing that we want to do is make sure that the wheel is really, really dry, because the clay won't stick to the wheel if it's not dry. So I'm going to take this ball of clay on my dry wheel and I'm going to slam it down in the middle and kind of press down. Then I'm going to wet my hands and turn the wheel on. And I'm simply going to take this part of my hand right into the center and I'm going to move it backwards to try to make a base to put the vase on, so that it's not directly on here, and so that if it's not even, I can press in and I have some give when that's happening. So I'm just going to take this vase, I'm thinking about, see how it's a little bit uneven at the top, and we want to even that out eventually, but we want to even out the bottom too. This base is going to give us the opportunity to push it in different directions. So I'm just looking at the center lines. I'm going to take it like this and try to get it as centered in those lines as possible. An idea, one good thing to do is if you take your tool and just hold it, that's going to give you the center line. That's going to show you where the center is. So I could just go ahead and put it right in the center. And then I'm going to go ahead and press it down. And I want to make sure that the top of it is nice and flat, right? So I'm going to take my phone and I'm gonna lay it on here, and I could see that my phone is crooked. So I'm gonna push it down on this side a little bit. And if you have a level, that's always the best way to do it. I just eyeball it. Okay, so that looks pretty level. Right there. And I'm gonna take 3 balls of clay, wet clay, and I'm going to press them into the bottom right here, onto the base and into the pot itself. And 3, because 3 is the strongest shape, the triangle is the strongest shape. So we're kind of making a triangle to hold that on. Okay, so now I'm going to test it. Always keep your elbows in, just like you're throwing on the wheel. Always try to fulcrum your hands and put your elbows in. I'm gonna always hold it, because should I slip and it goes really fast, it could fly away and break. So I'm gonna go really slow, put my finger on it, touching my fingers together here, my pinky finger, I'm holding it like a pencil. And I'm going to put this finger here, this thumb and this pinky are going to meet. My head is over it so that I can make sure I can center and use my body weight, not my arms. And I'm going to draw a line on the top, and I can see that it's kind of off. So I'm going to move it a little bit. I'm going to pick up this. And this is really important, because if you don't do this part right, you're gonna have a really lopsided vase. So I'm gonna pick it up, just gently move it that way a tiny bit, and then press everything into it. Okay, that's better. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this flat. So again, my pinky, I'm like a pencil, my pinky, my thumb, my finger here, and I'm gonna go ahead And remember, it's not even, so as it's moving, you know, if I just lay here, this is gonna go up and down. So what I'm gonna do is try to hold it even in space. So while this thing is moving like this, you're gonna be carving off the pieces that are higher than the lower pieces. So you can see the higher pieces. And now look at this move. I have this thumb on top of my tool and I'm touching here also. So you never want to kind of be back here going like this or like this. You need to be over it. You need to kind of be in control of the body movement. And then that's it. And then you continue to trim all the way down. You can make a foot if you want to, and then eventually we're gonna flip it over and trim the top if you want to do that. But that's basically all there is to it.